What's going on, everybody? It's your Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri. And as promised, today we're going to talk about hazing in the NFL. Now, I'm sure most of you know, or most of you have seen pictures at least, of situations where players, usually rookies, are kind of put through the ringer in their first months of training camp. And the preseason guys' hairs are cut up weird, so they're looking crazy. They've got pads stacked on top of their shoulders. Guys are getting taped to goalposts at the end of practices. These are all things that happen in the NFL. These are all things that have been part of that kind of rite of passage culture that a lot of young guys have to deal with when they get in the league. Not many scenarios where things have gone too far. I haven't heard of guys getting necessarily physically injured, but guys' pride a lot of times is momentarily shattered when they have to go through that process. But there was a year in 2010 when things actually may have gone a bit too far, thanks to yours truly. Now, this story starts around the beginning time of training camp, early August. We are in our first few days of full padded practice. So at the end of the first week, a lot of the young players, a lot of the first year guys, especially draft picks, are made to stand up and kind of give their credentials, who they are, what round they got drafted, what their signing bonus was. And guys usually tend to take those a little bit too far because they got to show their school pride, or they got to, talk about, how tough or ready they are to get things done on this top professional level. And, it's usually one of those things where guys are kind of trying to see how far they can push you, see how much they can egg you a little bit. So guys will start making fun of people's schools. Guys will start, guys always whistle and rant about signing bonuses. So, especially with that first round pick, usually that's a nice little fat one. So, back in those days, back in 2010, though that was something that guys talked about. But that was just the beginning of it. From that point, you then run into the next phase of hazing, which is the humiliation phase. That's the phase where guys' eyebrows get cut, guys' hair gets cut. You draw pictures into guys' heads. You tape guys up to the goalpost. You fill guys' helmet up with Tiger Balm. The things like that are really meant to kind of embarrass the player, especially when those first few practices during training camp in full pads are open to the public. So you got fans out there. They kind of get to witness the hijinks a little bit as well. And in this situation, for me, I was given the lead with the O-line. It was finally my time. This is year 4, starter, somebody who is well known on the team. And from when I got hazed my rookie season, I had been waiting for this moment for years. In my rookie year, had my eyebrows shaved off, facial hair shaved off. They didn't touch my dreads. I wasn't gonna let that happen. That was the line. But all my facial hair was gone. I looked like the Predator. I have a huge forehead. So imagine me with no facial hair whatsoever, in a football helmet, with dreads hanging out, looking like the Predator. So, my eyebrows didn't grow back until the end of the season almost. Took forever for me to get my eyebrows back. Kind of took that a little bit close to the rib. I was pissed off about that for a long time. And this was an opportunity for me to get, sweet vengeance, sweet revenge. And I made sure that I took advantage of it. So, a couple of young guys on the offensive line. Kevin Haslam was the one that many people will know if you see his picture online of what I did to his head. I wanted to do something unique. I wanted to do something that was going to be remembered. And this was absolutely the most memorable hazing that I think was ever done in the NFL. Not only did I carve a huge human genital on top of Kevin's head, I carved another huge one on top of the rookie equipment manager's head for not getting the right size pants that I was supposed to wear to practice. So I went ahead and shaved his head too, gave him a nice giant size male genitalia on top of his head. And then I took the fat guy, the fat equipment manager who just was lazy out there. I said, okay, you know what? You're going to be next up after this. And I carved in a big donut on the top of his head, put sprinkles on it, and a glass of milk on the back of his head to go with it. And with that, I laid my mark on the hazing game in the NFL for years to come. Now, I didn't know how big it was going to be until it showed up on what was that? I think it's called Deadspin or Deadspin. Deadspin picked it up. Then it ended up in Sports Illustrated online. Then it ended up in all these different online sports websites. The pictures of my works of art, hazing art, on their websites, talking about how I had just shut down the whole hazing game in the NFL, which I thought was cool because it was a good job. I thought I did a good job. And walking out to practice a couple days later, after that's kind of died down a little bit, and Jack comes up to me, Jack Del Rio, who was our head coach at the time, and he just says, Uche, look, a little bit too much attention with what you did to those guys' heads. But so let's reel it in a little bit. Let's not do too much more of that hazing, because it's all over the internet, and general manager, he's not too happy about it. He ain't pissed, but he's not too happy about it. So let's just reel it in. To which I was like, of course, cool. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I have no problem reeling it in a little bit. That's fine by me. And I guess with all of that being said, the very next year, if I remember correctly, the next season, he made it a point in our team meetings that there was to be no hazing of players allowed. And for everybody who'd been on the squad the previous year, they turned around, they looked at me, they knew exactly why that was being brought out. So I effectively shut down hazing for the Jaguars, at least, and potentially around the NFL, because there'd been some articles that came out post Genital Gate, and that just was asking questions about our NFL players going too far with hazing. So it kind of, you didn't see too much about it after that, but definitely was a memorable situation for me, to say the least. And I'm glad to see that the images are still online to this very day. So if you look it up, Uche Nwaneri hazing, you will likely find pictures from that scenario. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Do you think I went too far with the hazing? Do you think that I took it past that limit that caused there to be kind of a backlash out against it in the NFL? Let me know. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri. And if you're feeling like joining the offensive line, hit that join button down under the screen to check out the membership options on my new membership perks program. Appreciate you guys very much for checking out this video, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.